Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Case Law with Oliver Alpha. I'm really excited to continue with our journey here. Today, as said earlier on, we will be doing an introductory video with regards to, before I go any further, thank you to everyone that subscribed, liked, commented, and for those people that haven't yet done it, but you've seen like a link somewhere or something,
I gotta elevate. I've been praying to God for a better way. I concentrate on my goals and I meditate. Make sacrifices, put time and I dedicate. I gotta elevate.
So, as earlier stated, we'll be looking at two important spheres of law, which is public law and private law. So we'll briefly look at these two spheres of law, and we'll move on from there into important Latin words that will help you understand case law even better, because these Latin words are there in these cases. So you don't want to be lost when reading these cases. Okay, so with regards to the two spheres of law, there's public law and private law. These two things are simple. Public law has to do with the state and the people, the relationship between the state and the people. An example of a branch of public law is criminal law. Criminal law is based on what crimes are and what crimes have to do with. So a crime is literally you making a wrong against the state, like killing. Once you kill, you made a wrong against the state. And with private law, this is concerned with the relationship of people amongst each other with regards to their private rights and interests. That, I feel like that's enough. We said brief. We're now going to go next to important Latin terms that are found in cases that you will need to understand. So the first one is ratio decidendi. Ratio decidendi is, it can be defined as a chain of reasoning that leads to a specific verdict or judgment. So this is found in cases. This is basically a path that the judge uses based on the facts and the law provided. So the judge will put the facts of the case and the law provided towards those facts, and he'll blend them together, and through that he'll come up with his judgment, which is called the ratio decidendi, a chain of reasoning leading to the final verdict or judgment. So the second Latin term that you will find in a case, or that you will need to know for you to understand case law better, is called obiter dictum. Obiter dictum is simply a submission, comment, or statement that a judge may make in passing. Now, you need to keep in mind that this statement made by that judge isn't bearing on the final verdict. The judge will just say this in passing that will help the court sort of like be on the same page and everything. So that's basically obiter dictum. It has no bearing on the final verdict or judgment, and judges do that a lot. It's very, very common. The third Latin term is called res judicata. Res judicata is simply res judicata simply means the finality of a case. So when a case has been decided upon to the extent of the parties having no need to pursue the case any longer, that's called res judicata. So the fourth Latin term is called stare decisis. Stare decisis can be called a principle or doctrine, it can be called any of the two. So stare decisis is, I like to call it a doctrine. Stare decisis is a doctrine that ensures courts to refer to previously decided cases in order to solve the current case, provided that the facts of the previous case are similar to the ones of the current case. That's stare decisis. The fifth Latin term is called inter alia. This one I almost said simpri. Guys, it simply means among other things. So if you find a paragraph that has the Latin term inter alia, it simply means among other things. The sixth Latin term is called vis-a-vis. Vis-a-vis. This Latin term simply means with regards to or in relation to. The seventh one we'll be doing is called a writ. A writ. So a writ is simply a written command from the court for one to refrain from doing something or to perform an act.
So guys, for this one that we're about to talk about, right, I mispronounced it the entire time. Can you imagine? So the correct pronunciation is habeas corpus, not habeas corpus. It's habeas corpus. Habeas corpus. So yeah, please forgive me on that one.
So the eighth term we'll be defining is called habeas corpus. This simply means you may bring the body. So remember how we defined the writ, right? Habeas corpus is a writ. So when you're detained, you have the right to ask the court for a writ of habeas corpus when you are detained. So the court will review the reason for your detention. That is habeas corpus. Simply reviewing the reason for your detention. Every person has a right to freedom. So if you feel you are detained illegally, you have the right to ask the court for a writ of habeas corpus. So the ninth term we'll be defining is called quantum merit. This term simply means a payment given to someone for work done or a service provided with the actual payment expected not stated in the contract. So in such a situation where you're expecting payment and it's not in the contract, it will be said that you'll be paid on a quantum merit basis. The 10th term we'll be defining is called certiorari. This is simply a writ or order by which a higher court reviews the decision made by a lower court. The 11th term we'll be defining is called ex parte. Ex parte or ex parte? I think it's ex parte. Ex parte. So this is used for cases that do not have both parties present. It's as simple as that. So when you find a case written ex parte so, simply means in this case, not all the parties were present for the case. The 12th term we'll be defining is called in re. In re is simple, it simply means in the case of. So if you find this written in front or before the name of an actual case, it simply means in the case of. The 13th term we'll be defining is called mandamus. Mandamus is a right or order to an inferior court for one to perform a statutory or public duty. The 14th term we'll be defining is called locus standi. Locus standi. This is a right or the capacity one may possess to appear in court. The last term we'll be defining, it's not Latin, and it's a very common term used with regards to case law, and it's called appeal. An appeal is an application that is written to a higher court when one is not satisfied with the judgment they've gotten from a lower court. So an appeal is used to reverse a judgment, or it's simply used when one is not satisfied with the judgment that they've gotten from a lower court. So we have come to the end of this video. I know this was somehow long and tedious, but I hope you've learned something. I have learned something. I hope you have taken something from it. And yeah, this was fun. I can't wait to come back on here and deliver content, for the next video. The next video we'll be talking about a case called Thomas Mumba versus the People. Please stay tuned for this video. Lawyers, non-lawyers, whatever you're doing in this life. This case teaches us something that is very, very important that everybody needs to know. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that bell. Thank you. See you in the next video.